Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Remember, when you see me in the streets,
Somebody say, put me in the game, baby. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Thank you, whether you're tuning in live or post-live, man. We appreciate you for tapping in here on the Coach Smook Network. Got a new vibe for y'all, man. We here, man. I'm ready to get into it. I'm ready to get into the conversation today. Chatting with Coach Smook. That's what we're changing this show name to until we get back to the morning call-in show. We don't want to keep changing up the names and things. So Chatting with Coach Smook is what we'll go with during our segments. Whenever we're bringing a VOD format type of production, that's what we'll call it, Chatting with Coach Smook. I think a lot of people have started to say that anyways. I was chatting with Coach Smook. You know, we got other content creators that we've been collabing with, and that's what they've been saying, you know, chatting with Coach Smook. So we're going to run with it. Got it on a t-shirt now. We also got another VOD that we're going to be dropping today. It'll be the edited version of this one. I'm ready to get this one out today. I'm excited to talk about this topic today. We have such a talented group of freshmen on the campus, on the roster at the University of Alabama. And they're following up a group from last year that was very talented and had to play a very intricate role in last year's success. Some may deem it as failure, but I deem it a 9-3 regular season, first year head coach in the SEC with one of the toughest schedules as far as strength of schedule rankings. Go 9-3, go into some hostile territories, lose some close games. Didn't have many uncharacteristic games from what we were starting to see this team develop into. Kind of saw a little friction point and then saw it turn around towards the tail end of the season. So we're going to get into it and see how the freshmen impacted that last season, but also let's get into the conversation about what we can possibly see from this freshman class going forward in the 2025 class. So we'll be here today getting into the conversation. But before we get into it, I want to make sure I get you all to like and share the stream right now. I don't care if you're watching it live or post live. Your like matters. Your share matters. And if you're sharing it on a public platform, you're not sending it to somebody's DM, put a comment behind them. Hey, we're talking Alabama football, chatting with Coach Smook. Best content on YouTube. Y'all know what time it is, man. We got some quality stuff being pushed out right now. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for being here and supporting the Coach Smook Network. But jumping into the chat, giving y'all some shout outs, man. What's up, Jordan? I see you in the chat. Welcome in, my guy. Yes, sir. See, Bama, I see you out there. Let's go. What is Sooner for Life talking about before I see? Okay, what's up, Sooner? I had to read what you saying before you. What's up, man? Welcome in. We got our resident Sooner family here checking in with us. And today, man, we got a lot of viewers right now between Twitter and YouTube for this to be an unplanned live. We're going to continue to do our mid-afternoon lives on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Mondays. We'll have our morning segments. Tuesdays and Thursdays will be noon. Friday will be another morning segment. Wednesdays is more so a free content day. So we're just having notifications on Wednesdays. And then we're not planning anything for Saturdays and Sundays other than, interactive content. And if you really want to follow the content, the behind the scenes, what we work on the weekend, go and follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel on here. My it's not necessarily a IRL YouTube channel or a vlogging channel, but that's where you're going to see some other content from yours truly, Coach Smook. Not necessarily as Coach Smook, I'll be Smook Hines on that side, but here, y'all know what the vibes is, man. I appreciate y'all again. Give yourselves a hand clap. And once again, jumping into today's conversation, if you're watching this post live, you fast forward to the 10-minute mark, you'll get good into the conversation of what we'll be talking about today. But chatting with Coach Smook today, man. The topic of conversation I want to bring to head, and I thank you all for being here again. Which Alabama true freshmen are ready? Which true freshmen will have an opportunity? Not which ones are ready, but which will have an opportunity to impact the game. And then we're going to speculate which ones realistically will impact based off of what we've been able to evaluate through that spring training. We're going to possibly look at some highlights here. We're going to probably B-roll some highlights for the post live when we do the vibe. But we want to try to dive into this conversation because this is a talented group. You're talking about a top 3 corner in this class. You're talking about the number 2 safety, I believe, in Ivan Taylor. You're talking about 2 of your top 5 linebackers. Justin Hill, your top edge. Then you also got to think you have guys that aren't even on campus yet, like Landon Simmons, who I believe is a developmental piece, but providing quality depth for the defensive line room. And we're sticking to the defensive side. We're just sticking to the defensive side today before we get carried away. But then also another name that I think Alabama fans are really excited about, and that we can kind of, because of all the excitement with the guys that are already on campus for spring ball, I'm not going to say we forget about him, but he gets kind of pushed to the side because he's not there yet. And that's Chuck McDonald. So we're going to talk about all these guys, true freshman linebackers showing up and really getting some opportunities because of injuries in front of them. We all know that Deontay Lawson and Justin Jefferson both had to miss some extensive time due to injuries. Justin Jefferson is not so major, but just some precautionary things for him. And then Deontay Lawson working back from a major leg injury, creating an opportunity for not only QB Reese, a sophomore, a true sophomore, but true freshman Abdul Sanders Jr., who comes in with the size and the mindset coming from a system at modern day that is kind of elevated level as far as their defensive schemes and what you have to have mentally, IQ-wise, football IQ-wise, to operate and be a starter in that system. I think he started there for 2 years, played 3 years varsity, but started 2 years. So you got some quality guys. Then you slide down the coast line in California, keeping that Cali connection. You got Dijon Lee, 6'4", 215, 221 pound corner, true freshman. People think he's going to play safety. No, that gentleman is a true shutdown corner. You get to lock down one side of the field with that type of length, that type of mobility, that type of recovery speed. You're talking about a 4.48, 4.49 type guy, right? That can really stay in your hip and can body you up. He has the size, has the length. A guy that's going to get some extensive playing time as a true freshman, even with this defensive back room, this cornerback room particularly being crowded with first round talent in Cam Calhoun, Damani Jackson, quality talent in Deshaun Jones, You got Xavier Mincy floating in that room, Brad Morgan floating in and out of that room. Just a lot of talent in this freshman class to not be able to play them. And then we're going to get into the conversation. Y'all trying to get me sucked into it. So here at the 10-minute mark, let's jump into the conversation here, chatting with Coach Smook here on the Coach Smook Network. Hope y'all ready for a good time, man, because I sure am. Somebody say in the chat, somebody say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's get into it.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips, the perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
It's not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
All right, everybody, let's get into the conversation. And like I said earlier, which Alabama true freshmen are ready to start this year? Not necessarily start. Let's say that they're ready. We're going to talk about the ones that are ready first. Shout out to Mary J, man. She's so clutch, man, pulling up. Mary J, I got this pretty much set up for you, baby. It is really like there's some spazzazzes and stuff you can do with banners, but everything is pretty much set up for you, making it easy on you, because I know I didn't do my job, y'all. I was dropped the ball. I've been fumbling. You know how this mind gets to racing and the content get to flowing. We get to flowing and going, and I just think, oh my God, I got other people that really care about my network just as much as me. Mary J, Zach, Jordan, MJ, Megan, Thad, BT, who else? Nay, the whole team, man. Everybody that supports behind the scenes. I can't call out everybody in the chat, but the ones they know, and I appreciate you all 100%. So thank you all. Coach TJ, can't forget you. Brody on the outside of things, doing things. We collab on a lot of things. And just, I'm grateful for this opportunity. But let's get into the conversation. I'm not going to get thrown off today. Looking at the conversation, Alabama true freshmen. Let's talk about this 2025 freshman signing class. Let's just talk about some guys that just jump off the screen. They jump off the roster, or so you say. Justin Hill, to me, is one that I believe is going to really make an instant impact. And I'm not talking about like he might start in front of Quay Russaw or Keon Keeley and playing on the edge. I just don't think he's going to be a start. I just believe he's Will Anderson, Dallas Turner type talent when it comes to the edge rushing position. And you look at the rotation that Alabama currently has, and let's project it right now. We're talking possibly Quay Russaw, Yanzi Pierre, Ja Latham, Justin Hill, right there in that mix, right there, right with those guys. I look at that group, that rotation, and I think Ja Latham is going to be more so set up as your edge, your wolf person for your heavy set, right? He and Yanzi Pierre being a little bit bigger in that frame, I think they're going to be your heavy set wolf guys. So that's going to leave a lot of opportunity. We all know that Kane Womack loves to get aggressive in the pass rush, especially coming off the edge, sending his weak side linebacker and his wolf linebackers off the edge. He loves to get stunts on the edge. I can't wait to see what he does with this athletic front to coincide with a young guy, young talent like Justin Hill. The young man, I believe, is 6'4", 235, 240. I mean, 6'6", 6'7" wingspan. College size, college ready already. And I look at his skill set, man. Can drop back in coverage, drop in coverage, second phase coverage, and really be quality in providing coverage. Uh-oh. I think we just got a super chat. Hey, shout out to William Leonard, man. We just got a $5 direct dono from my guy William Leonard. I want to say that's my guy, Sooner fan for life. Is that Sooner for life? Sooners for life. Appreciate you for the direct dono, man. If that was you, but let me put it on the screen. Y'all know I do it straight up, man. I'm gonna just do the emails. They say it's disrespectful when you just show like that, but I think this is awesome right here. Shout out to William Leonard, man. And the comment he left with it, he said, what was it? I lost it. He said, big respect to Alabama from Hall of Fame crew. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you. Mary J, add Sooners for life to the direct dono banner, and W in the chat for Sooners for life chat. W's in the chat for Sooners for life. Appreciate y'all. And shout out to all the viewers in the chat, 15 live on YouTube and 30 on Twitter. Now, getting back to this conversation about this freakish athlete in Justin Hill. Coming out of Cincinnati, man. He comes from a school, a system, prep. I believe prep. They play a lot of prep ball up there, but they play high level ball. So he's coming out of system. He's going against the type of offensive lineman you see in the SEC, week in and week out for 3 years in the region and the classification he played in. So he's not foreign to seeing talent. But when you have that type of development in front of you, when you're a pedigree like he is, and you're provided the type of development opportunities around you like he was during high school, that's why you see this type of talent get afforded the opportunities he was afforded this spring during spring ball. And then to coincide with how this staff was so inclined to really give young guys opportunities last season. We saw the secondary flooded with true freshmen. We saw young guys like Quay Rusall get forced into starting roles. We got true freshmen. Who else? What other true freshmen made impacts? Bray Hubbard was basically a freshman on the field, right? So you look at everybody that got opportunities in this system last year. This 4-2-5 read and react on the back end type of this vision coverage on the back end is something that's attractive, and it helps guys who specialize in pass rushing like Justin Hill thrive. They get out there, they get thrown into situations where they do what they specialize in, and that entails them getting game reps to develop in those other phases of the game, which I think he's very inclined at. Another true freshman that I think is truly ready, and we're staying in that kind of in that front. And this is going based off of what I was able to see him do during the spring, while Deontay Lawson and Justin Jefferson were out, standing, lining up next to Nakai Hill Green, a very experienced player transfer, came from Colorado. You saw him get some reps next to QB Reese. You saw he and Luke Metz get reps together, and that's none other than Abdul Sanders Jr. I'm very excited about this young man's progression and his growth in his short time at the University of Alabama. Coming from modern day, you see a lot of those young men that come to extensive college schemes, defensive schemes. They translate very, very smoothly. They usually roll over very smoothly. And I'm excited to see what Abdul Sanders does under the tutelage of Chuck Morrell, Kane Womack, Coach Robson, just that linebacker room, and just getting a total understanding of what the college game entails, but also his development. He's developing into a true traditional linebacker frame. Already peaking at 235, I believe, 6'3", 6'2", 235. Lateral speed is there. Very effective in filling in run fits. I mean, I love it, the way his vision is and finding the ball. He doesn't get caught up in a lot of traffic when playing the run. I'm excited to see how he translate into the collegiate game and not having familiarity, because a lot of guys thrive in spring as freshmen when they start to gain familiarity because of what's going on with the day-to-day ins and outs, right? So appreciate that, Mary J. Freshman linebacker number 35, Abdul Sanders Jr., 6'2", 235. I'm looking at him right now, and I look at how he was able to perform in the second scrimmage is really when he popped for me. The second scrimmage during spring. But then for you all that got to view him during A-Day, you saw like the skill sets. You saw the soft hands in some of the drills. You saw, how flexible he was in the hips. You saw his depth when he's able to drop back, his kind of sense and IQ and understanding of what type of depths he's dissecting as he's dropping back, being able to get his eyes onto his area where his reads is and working them back to the quarterback and making reads, and then tracking the ball, man. A very solid tracking defender, tackler. I'm excited to see what Abdul Sanders Jr. And like I said, it's all defense today. I'm sorry, chat. I got a lot of things coming through on the phone, and I think it's interfering with the signal. So I don't know what's going on. I'll check those notifications. Let me make sure it's not nothing in recruiting, because I was talking to a few guys this morning, just checking in with them for their off-season stuff. And I know everybody's excited about seeing Isaiah Horton and Ryan Williams training and all this stuff, but I'm excited about the young guys really spearheading a lot of these unity initiatives to project how serious they are about sharpening themselves, not just waiting for the coaching staff to submit something for them to do or suggest something for them to do. I'm excited about these guys. So the next guy I want to talk about, and everybody's excited about, the secondary, right? How this secondary performed last year. under the tutelage of Mo Linguist, I'm thinking we're going to see a lot more aggressive play calling from Kane Womack this season. And then also having Ryan Grubb on the other side, I think Alabama's going to be able to handle, I said this in a previous live, in a previous vibe, I think Alabama's going to have a different pace of play calling this year. What's up, Bama Boy 22 checking in on Twitter? I appreciate you, my guy, tapping in, man. I appreciate the Twitter comments too. If you're checking in on Twitter, hey, retweet this and let me know that you're watching by saying, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I appreciate you, Bama Boy 22. Share it in some of them spaces that be talking, man. We got some quality Bama talk with these true freshmen today. But Dijon Lee, chat, number 5, Dijon Lee, true freshman, 6'4", 197. And we're going to have to update that because I know for a fact this young man is pushing 210. I know it says 197 on the roster. You can leave it, Mary J. But 210. This is a big corner. And if you look at the game of college football, or the game of football in general, we're starting to see a lot of 6'7", 6'8", 6'5" wide receivers, tight end, hybrid type receiver assets, getting pushed out to the perimeter, right? They're no longer getting stuck in the middle of the field, close to the line of scrimmage. What's up, Zach Roll Tide? Not just getting stuck close to the line of scrimmage. They're not getting stuck to the middle of the field. You're seeing these guys getting thrown to the perimeter. So having guys like Damani Jackson, 6'3", Dijon Lee, 6'4", Cam Calhoun, 6'2", Chuck McDonald coming in 6'2", 6'1". Like, you got to have these the days of 5'10", 5'9" DB lockdown are really phasing out. You're seeing those guys getting slid inside to play more of the nickel corner position, more so because they have the ability to put on that 230 range and not lose their speed, play that nickel corner linebacker, extra hybrid linebacker on the space eater, Tyrann Mathieu type of role, bandit, right? For some schemes, that's what you call the bandit. So I look at the build of Dijon Lee, and I'm like, he's college ready day one, but then to show up and really just impact from day one, literally get it inserted immediately into first team reps because of just how smooth and how everything was transpiring in your ones. I mean, you're literally showing up day one and giving Alabama's top 2 receivers from last season, fits. Winning some, losing some. Winning some and losing some, but you're in them every time. You're in there. You're giving your defense a chance to line up another play with the momentum when the ball is in the air and it's thrown to your side. And Dijon Lee hands, I'm telling you all right now, he has safety-like hands. And then I say safety-like because we know safeties usually are like, they could have played receiver, but they just didn't. And they may be a step too slow to play corner. But they got great vision, they got great range, right? Not necessarily the quickest, but range. Great reaction speed, awareness. So safety is a great position. Dijon Lee has safety type feel at corner with corner assets in a safety body, in a safety frame. So I'm excited to see about Dijon Lee. And we're kind of cruising through these because the defensive side is loaded with freshmen that I believe are going to have impact this season. We've talked about Justin Hill. We talked about Abdul Sanders Jr. We talked about Dijon Lee. Let's turn the page to another freshman who hasn't even been on campus yet. And I believe he's stepping on campus day one, ready. Dime package, he's got to be in there some type of way. I would like to see a dime package where you get true pure corners lined up across your front as your DBs. 4 out of your 6 DBs, I would love to see true corners out there on the field. That being, give me Damani Jackson on the one perimeter. No, give me Dijon Lee on one boundary, and then give me true freshman Chuck McDonald on the other boundary, and then put my experienced guys on the shifty slot guys, that usually line up in the slot, or on the tight end, then Damani Jackson and Cam Calhoun. Deshaun Jones, Zay Mincy, put those guys. But when you go in the dime for our coverage, for third and passing for sure, second and passing for sure, put them young guys out there. I guarantee you, we don't see no drop off. Give me Xavier Brown on one of them nickel corners next to either one of those guys. And I think I'm gonna be honest. I have forgotten how quality of a guy Xavier Brown was because of how good he played as a true freshman. He didn't play like a true freshman to me last season. Xavier Brown had very few mistakes, had very few mishaps, misreads. He played like an experienced veteran corner last year, which gives me confidence in the development of the guys that already, you turn on the film, you look at Chuck McDonald and Dijon Lee and Ivan Taylor. You look at those guys and what they did at the high school level, and you're giving them to coach Mo Linguist, and you're allowing them some time to develop and be ready to play college ball. We saw how many freshmen just littered the field last year in key positions. So I'm excited to see this about Dijon Lee. All right, I think we're back, chat. We should be back now. Are we good now, chat? Let me know. I think I froze, chat. I think I froze. Am I back? Megan, welcome in. Welcome in. Hopefully I'm back. I think we're back now. 27-minute mark, Jordan, for my mods in the chat. Okay, we back. Thank you. 27-minute mark. Can you remember that for me, Mary J? 27-minute mark. So now we're transitioning to another true freshman that I think is going to, without spring ball or anything, I think he's coming in. He's ready. He's a pedigree. You're talking about Chuck McDonald III, man, out of Modern Day High School, another Modern Day product that is coming from a system and a scheme, that really translate to the collegiate level. I mean, on so many Power 5 schools, they love when they have an opportunity to go and get a young guy or a incoming freshman from modern day St. John Bosco, St. Francis Academy, a lot of IMG Academies, some of your prep schools and some of your predominant public schools in Florida, a lot of your Texas schools. They love to go and get these guys from these systems like Duncanville, DeSoto, where these coaches that have been there have a tenure. They've been kind of funneling these guys into the college ranks that are ready and college ready because of the scheme that they run at the collegiate level. Chuck McDonald, Abdul Sanders Jr., Dijon Lee, Luke Metz, Justin Hill, Ivan Taylor, all of these freshmen played in those type of systems. So Chuck McDonald coming in and falling, really pushing to get on the field. And I'm not saying he's going to necessarily replace anybody on the depth chart. I just think his skill set provides you a opportunity to say it may be a game where Xavier Brown might be struggling with a shorter, shiftier, wide receiver, or might have a struggling with. You don't have a problem with putting somebody else out there who, in my opinion, Xavier Brown is a traditional corner that is going to give you everything at a good level. And I'm talking about an A level. Chuck McDonald is going to get in there. He's going to give you physicality at an A+ level and everything else at an A- level. That's what I'm saying. So you get those type of separations when you have these type of skill sets in the cornerback room, especially when you're looking at true freshmen with the size. You don't have to worry about them coming in and worrying about getting in the weight room and putting on 15, 20 pounds. Dijon Lee is 200 plus. Chuck McDonald, before stepping foot on campus, and he'll be on campus the 24th, I believe, is when he'll be on campus. You look at it and you say, what are we doing with these young men as far as development in their anatomical makeup? We saw Ryan Williams get on campus last year. Lady Tam, what's good, my sister? Man, pull that picture back up. Let me talk to her. I gotta put a hold on this. My sister is so blessed, y'all. If y'all don't follow her content, man, it's so inspirational to me. I appreciate your support, Lady Tam, and everything you do outside of the YouTube platform, and the way you speak like on my content. It does so. I mean, for you to speak on my content the way you do, I appreciate it. Thank you. Shout out to Matt Farnes. Appreciate you for coming in, man. I appreciate you, bro. You got a new job, haven't been around, man. Listen, Matt, you somewhere on this banner still. I got your picture up here. You probably behind the t-shirt, but you still on the banner. You good. We got you, brother. I promise you, AAA for life. I know you solid, man. Yeah, you see the family miss you, man. But before I get thrown off again and too far off track and go over our time today, we just hitting the 30-minute mark. Don't forget to like and share on this video. I love doing the lives because y'all get to see all of this back and forth, you know, me and then the VODs, they're a little bit more clean. So people that are into VODs, they get to go into VODs, but live interaction is important to me. I love to appreciate you all. You all are taking time out of your busy day. Some of you all are at work, right? Tapping in, got your headphones in. That's why when I ask y'all to share these vibes, don't be selfish. I don't want you to go to hell for being selfish about these Coach Smook Network vibes, all right? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to keep you from going to hell, all right? For real, y'all. I'm just playing, man. Y'all know. I love y'all, man. But for real, I appreciate the support. So don't forget to like and share. Somebody said, Keelan Russell, listen, we got a special that we want to do on the offensive side, being that I think that the offensive side, we won't see as many true freshmen get the amount of opportunities that we're going to see on. Like, I really think these true freshmen that we're speaking on will be a part of the defensive game plan week in and week out every week for the University of Alabama this year and their defense of game plan, their defensive game plan. That's why I truly believe. We've talked about in the front, Justin Hill coming off the edge, Abdul Sanders being a quality rotational inside linebacker. Please, I don't care if you play him at the weak or the mic. I think he's a quality piece for you. Then I also look at in the secondary. You got two guys secondary at the corner position, Dijon Lee and Chuck McDonald. I'm telling you, those two are ready. Now we're going to this fifth guy, and I think he's the only reason he doesn't start this year is because you have the likes of Keon Sabb coming back. You have Bray Hubbard. You have Zay Mincy, who was in that safety room starting to get a lot of quality reps towards the end of this last season. Cam Howard is starting to pop. Drake Kirkpatrick is starting to really pop in that safety rotation room. Coach Moore, I believe, is more confident in his safety rotation and how he wants to utilize those guys more so than his corners, because he has so many skill sets and assets in that corner room. It's going to be hard to really decipher how to level these guys playing. And I think he has a freshman group that is patient. They're ready, but they're patient. They know what's in front of them. They know what's ahead. They're bought in for the long haul. 3 years, I know they are. But when you have those assets available, you don't want to put them to waste. You don't want to overuse something and then abuse it, and then now you got to pull something fresh out the bag. No, let's keep everything fresh throughout the season, because you're talking about a 15-game season. You want to play for a national championship, 16 games now, right? 16 games. And it's going to be more next year. 17 games. It's going to be 17 games next season, 2026, when they expand the playoffs. So I'm excited about it. What's up, Jason? My brother's tapping in. Oklahoma Hall of Fame fam tapping in. I appreciate y'all for pulling up today, man. But so I want to hop onto this next young man, Ivan Taylor. Literally a pedigree. Literally a pedigree. Like, if you don't know who his dad is, do your research. The Pittsburgh Steelers loved him. And when you look at the type of player that he is, I look at how physical he was during spring. When that's your problem, when that's the coach's gripe, right? If we can get him to slow down and kind of process things, not be overzealous, you know, that is a great thing, because now he has all off season to go home and get that tutelage, something that he's used to, grown up, under it. But now he's going, and then when he comes back and he's at these off-season workouts, we're hearing about these guys getting together for the off-season training, developing each other, sharpening each other, right? I'm telling you, man, Ivan Taylor is one of those guys where anytime he gets reps, it's going to be exciting to watch him. I saw him get chewed out one practice, right? And I think the clip was posted, but we saw him. The clip of him getting chewed out in that practice, it was another practice before that, week one, and I don't think people really paid attention to it, but they were literally just going through drills, and Coach Jones tore into him. It was something he planted or didn't explode off, but it's just, there's an expectation, and he's starting to give me like expectation and production wise level of how you're being looked at to perform. if we go back and think about Caleb Downs, Malachi Moore, those two, how they came on the campus, he won't get the opportunity to start in front of Bray Hubbard or Keon Sabb. I just don't see that happening. I don't think he's a rover guy this year. Next year, Minkah Fitzpatrick-like skill set from Ivan Taylor. I feel like he's the next Rovers nickel corner guy that sets the tone at Alabama, for years to come. Because then you got guys like Dorian Barney, I believe, is going to be the next one behind him. So we just talking about Ivan Taylor right now, though. I get excited about because Alabama's doing some crazy recruiting right now. I mean, we haven't seen this much talent like overload and just stick around and compete and stay relevant at that. And I think it's a difference in how the coaching staff is utilizing guys and giving them opportunities this year too. So we're talking about Ivan Taylor, 6 foot 195. He's not big like the corners in this class, but he's more of your traditional safety height size coming in this year. This is a guy that's going to put on, about 10, 15 pounds when he's at his peak playing weight. But my thing about Ivan Taylor is his recovery speed and his lateral speed, that burst, that 3-step burst to drive on passes or to cover ground. I love Ivan Taylor as a true freshman. I don't like him in one high situations because of how aggressive he is. And I think it's going to take time for him to become more keen to the speed of the college football game. But you get him in a too high situation, or even set him up in too high, and he's playing underneath Robert technique based off the alignment. I like Ivan Taylor in those situations because, one, if he's not getting to the ball, which I think he's got to work on them hands. If he's not getting to the ball, he's running through you and he's separating you from the ball. There's a lot of plays on his highlight film that you see where he's just he's imposing physicality. An athlete by nature. When the ball is in his hands, he can create some plays, but I'm telling you, that vision, that ability to get out of his drive out of his stance or to get out of those plants and drive to make contact and attack the ball, that's something that's going to be appreciated at the safety position. Jordan Wright said, man, y'all remember when the secondary was a question going into last season? Crazy. And I remember trying to tell everybody, myself, and I ain't gonna say shout out, but y'all remember myself and Coach Sean, we were talking about guys like Xavier Brown and Zay Mincy, being day one ready at the collegiate level. It was about, if they were going to be able to put on a few pounds, were they going to be able to take the physicality of the SEC? And they developed under Mo Linguist. Zay Mincy, you saw Jalen Mbakwe come in last year as a defensive back, which I truly believe, man, and this is no shade. I think he's going to be a great asset in their wide receiver room. But I think Mbakwe had an opportunity to really be an impactful piece in the secondary. But I could see why he kind of went over to that wide receiver room, knowing that what's in front of him with Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard, Jalen Hale, Cole Adams, those guys that's in front of him on the depth chart, quote unquote depth chart. Maybe he's not going to see a lot of reps at the wide receiver position, but this is a development year. So when he does get opportunities to be keyed for impact play, that's all he's expected to do. So next year, as a junior, as a leader in that room, he's developed, and then young guys that are coming in that freshman receiver class, C.D. Morgan, what's the young man's name? Malone out of Georgia. I like him. I think Alabama's starting to make some push with him. And I'm talking about recruiting, and I wasn't even supposed to be talking about it. Y'all not gonna get me today. Nope. Not today. All right, back to Ivan Taylor. But like I said, physicality is key with him. Providing depth in that safety room. I think we're good at the safety spot, right? Him being there, getting a lot of opportunities in spring with some guys missing. I think he showcased that he is ready if, when Keon, and I'm telling you right now, I've spoken with Sabb a few times, man. He's excited about his return. Spring was a question for him, right? Could have came back, but no need to, right? No need to when you can coach up guys behind you. So next year, all you're doing is padding your draft stock. You're allowing, and I think what this staff is able to communicate as Mary J, if you could put the chat with Coach Smook, I think enough about Ivan Taylor. We know him. We know Ivan. Ivan is him. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, he's going to give us the Caleb Downs type feels with the type of success he brings during his time at Alabama. I promise you. All right. And those are the 5 guys, 5 true freshmen on the defensive side that I think will play. We're talking Justin Hill, edge rusher, at that Wolf position. Talking at the linebacker position also, you're talking Abdul Sanders Jr., another guy I think is going to make some real impact early in their rotation with his reps. And I say AJ is probably going to see the field 16 reps again, 15 to 17 reps a game. Out of the 60 that you're going to average against our defense, 65, I think he can get 16 to 18 snaps a game. Quality snaps too, not garbage time snaps. I'm talking about some quality first down situations where you might want to send a run blitz, right? You know you get a run. You want to send a run blitz, knowing how good of a run feel he provides, what type of run feel he provides. I don't see a reason why not. When you have guys last year that struggled with it. Deontay Russell struggled with it heavily last year. Struggled with it. Begin to improve in some areas, some games, but struggled with run fits last year. Justin Jefferson doesn't necessarily have the size. You got a true freshman that provides the girth. Justin Jefferson is 225. He's just a natural hybrid guy. He's not going to be 240 at the NFL level. He's just a natural hybrid guy. Right? Not strong safety skill set. Can cover as a linebacker, but he's a linebacker. Just not big. And so that provides opportunities for guys to line up next to Nakai Hill-Green, who's a prototypical size linebacker. Abdul Sanders Jr., I'm telling you, he's going to have an opportunity. Going to the secondary in that cornerback room, Dijon Lee, I'm telling you all. He and Chuck McDonald, both from Cali, Mater Dei and Mission Vallejos, products, two prestigious programs out there in that Cali region. These are guys that are going to come in. They're going to provide quality depth for the cornerback room. A position that I'm telling you, right now, you want to have at least 3 guys being able to line up and go. On one side, you got Damani Jackson. You have, let's say, Xavier Brown. And then you got Chuck McDonald, right? And then on the other side, you got Cam Calhoun. You got Deshaun Jones. You got Dijon Lee. And Red Morgan fits in that cornerback room somewhere. So you're getting those numbers by getting these guys ready, having 2 true freshmen that are ready. You got 7 corners that you are comfortable with throwing out there, right? And then at the top of the defense, at the safety position, Ivan Taylor. I'm telling you guys, the physicality that he brings, I can't wait until they start putting him in more of a Husky Rover type situation where he's able to play in the box, closer to the box, that overhang position, because I think that's more natural for him. I trust him covering any tight end in the short, second phase, third phase. I trust him covering underneath, being able to be disciplined enough to cover on swing routes out the backfield and not give up, the curl or the quick slants, right? Leaving it too early. I like his speed, being able to converge on the ball in the air. So a lot of quality guys as true freshmen that I think are ready. Now, before we get out of here, I want to just talk about some guys that I'm excited to see develop this season. They may end up getting redshirted just because of sheer numbers and what's in front of them. But I truly believe these guys are talented enough to be on the field. It's just the way it fell. The opportunities fell. What happened in front of them, they took advantage. They have gained the confidence of the coaching staff, and I believe the rotation outside of that, guys are still going to get opportunities, but I don't think it's going to be to the point where it's impactful, right? We're going to get flashes of what they can provide. Now, barring some injuries, and I don't ever wish injuries, I think these guys are ready. If they get thrown into the fire, just like the 5 guys in front of them, right? So starting off, and we don't need banners for this. I want to just mention some names. I think right now you look at Luke Metz is going to get a lot of opportunities on special teams. And because of his performance on special teams and how he's developed in the scheme, we're going to see flashes from him when we have games where the score is handled, right? The game is handled, and you get some young guys, some actual in-game reps. I think we're going to see Luke Metz really thrive in those moments. Same with Landon Simmons, another true freshman defensive lineman that's coming in. I truly believe he is going to develop this year. He has to, he's going to have to really get in shape. But his violent hands, interior, severely underrated defensive lineman. he's going to get enough reps and enough pop this season with garbage pickup time, I guess you can call it, respectfully, that they're going to be excited about what he's kind of like what we got to see from Keon Keeley last year. He started getting a lot more intricate reps towards the end of the season, second half of the season, as the roster began to evolve, and everybody was excited about his spring, and he showed what he was ready to do this spring. And I think Keeley might be 1A, 1B, you know, at that bandit that bandit position. And then another name that I want y'all to keep an eye on, I think his development is more so physical, right, than what he can provide on the field. And that's Duke Johnson, Daryl Johnson, true freshman linebacker. I more so think is more so getting in the weight room, putting on that weight, because he's working at the inside linebacker position, something that I think is natural for him. He's an athlete. You can put him anywhere on that defense and he's going to be effective. So getting into that playbook and developing that frame is going to be huge. I would love to see him be one of those primary guys on special teams. Right? And then who I said, Luke Metz, Duke Johnson. And I think that's all our freshman guys. Landon Simmons, that's all the freshmen on the defensive side. I really think these guys can be ready, right? If thrown into the fire, they will produce. But I don't think they're going to be thrown into the fire this year with the amount of talent that's on this roster that's lined up next to them. I think we're in a good position to see these guys get a year to develop, and then next year be impact rotational players or starters, however their development curve sees fit. So that's kind of our segment today, talking about the true freshmen. What's good, man? How I feel about Bach. Let's open up the conversation. Let's take a quick segue. I want to get y'all a chance to become members of the AAA family and support the network. Also, with the donations, man, I see people. We had a direct donor. Listen, people asked the other day during my birthday what time it was, donate. Yes, of course. I will never reject any donations, especially with the transition that we're having. But I have a real agenda right now, y'all. I'm trying to upgrade equipment because we have been invited out to Arizona. We've been invited out to Oregon. Coach Smook Network has been invited out to collab with a lot of high school programs and do our recruiting coverage. The way we do our recruiting coverage, people are taking a liking to it. So right now, like and share the stream, because we're going to kind of promote what we are about for the next 5 to 6 minutes when we get back from this commercial break. And we're going to finish the show off for about 20 minutes just talking Alabama football, answering your questions. So don't go anywhere. Do not go anywhere. Don't leave. Don't go nowhere. You got time. Stick around for about 15 minutes so we can get you all this good Alabama football talk. Somebody say it for me in the chat. Somebody say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. We'll be right back after these messages, man. Appreciate y'all. Think about joining the AAA family.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips?
The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
In the game, coach.
Let's go, man. I know y'all liking these vibes, man, with the echoes and all that stuff. I know. God gifted me the great talent, and I'm really. It's y'all fault. It's y'all fault that we popping like this. I'm gonna blame y'all. Wade, I'm gonna blame you. You been rocking with your boy. You ain't got a wristband on right now, but you been rocking. Man, shout out to my guy. Man, listen, Sooners for Life is a solid supporter, man. This dude has been rocking, and I mean like rocking with the content since he first pulled up, man. Every time he catches us live, man, I appreciate you, my guy. Give him, you know what? You get a big round of applause, bro. Shout out to you for becoming a member over here. And this is what I be trying to tell folks, man. Like, becoming a member over here, it don't mean you're a Bama fan, I promise you, because we get good content over here with Oklahoma, you know, with Oklahoma creators and beat writers and things of that nature. So, I mean, it's just all love, man. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you again. Appreciate you, my guy, for becoming a member and adding to the AAA family, man. Continue to grow, man. Continue to grow, AAA family. Continue to grow. Coach, you may have to say, I'll say it. I don't mind saying it. I don't.
Female voice. Boomer Sooner.
That's the only voice I'm gonna say it in. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? Sooner for Life. You know what I'm saying? That's the only voice.
Female lolly voice.
I got you, man. Y'all know I'm gonna act a fool, man. I appreciate y'all. Again, I appreciate y'all. All right, let's get into this last bit of conversation, man. Alabama football. We got a lot of hype, man. We got just questions. I saw Wade ask a question earlier. He said, what do I feel about Bach? I kind of tapped in on Bach earlier. I think this is his year to kind of just coast through and just kind of enjoy being on the talented roster, developing under a coach that's really excited about his development. Bach has a lot of intricacies at the wide receiver position to learn. You know, a natural athlete, that's the hardest thing, is to get them down to the technical, the mechanical things. But a young man like Bach, I've seen him work. I've seen his work ethic. I've seen his dedication. I truly believe guys like him and Latia Brooks, because of how much talent there is, the speed there, you won't see them make bad plays this season. You just won't see them make bad plays this season because they won't have to be forced into, you know, impact roles, right? They won't be counted on to make a play all the time. You got Jeremy Bernard, Isaiah Horton, Ryan Williams, Jalen Hale, Cole Adams in front of you for that, right? So guys like Brooks and Adams, I don't think that they fall that deep into the rotation, right? As far as the 6th and 7th guy, I'm just saying as far as their assignments, what's expected of them. Shout out my guy Jason for being a member over here for 10 months, almost a year, man. Appreciate you, my boy. But yeah, man, hey, Sooner said shout out to Botrix. Hey, Botrix is my resident AI employee. He works for free and he talk a lot. But that's how I feel about Bach, man. I think his skill set is great for this offensive scheme. I think they're more so just trying to develop him into being a wide receiver. That's the only thing. You got a young man that's played the quarterback position, so he understands what the quarterback is kind of looking for when he's getting certain concepts, right? But then also played defensive back and understands kind of ways to work against DBs, you know, based off what he was able to learn. So he has a lot of things working for him, right? A lot of things working for him. It's all about being able to translate it to the field with the opportunities that you're given. A crowded wide receiver room, Wade, a crowded wide receiver room. and just so many assets and skill sets available. We named a few guys in Horton, Bernard, and Williams, but you got to think Rico Scott is a guy that during the Michigan game, go look for number 11. He was out there, right? Bach was out there getting a lot of reps with the exodus of Kobe Prentice and Kendrick Law and Amari Jefferson and all those guys that left. You saw guys go out there and get immediate opportunities. What's up, Jason? Welcome in, man. Shout out to Matt Barnes for being a member for a whole doggone year, man. We got some real AAA members around this mug. I'm telling you, Matt, for real. His name on the banner, bro. I mean, his face on the banner. Him, Greg. Who else? I got Jason up here. There go Brett. Jason up here behind the t-shirt. Zach. Got a lot of true AAA members. Wade right here too. Off up in the cut. I was trying to find a polite way to cover the other faces up because I ain't really mad at them. I ain't really mad at nobody, but you know, she ain't disrespect me, so I ain't tripping. But anyway, back to the conversation. Bach. So that's my take on Bach. Rico Scott. I keep telling you about Rico Scott, Jalen Hill, Cole Adams, because of what those three are going to provide as far as like being able to rotate groups of threes. I think right now your rotation looks like, and this is my groups of threes as far as wide receiver sets, with Cole Adams being your primary slot guy, Latsier Brooks being a primary slot guy, meaning not your third receiver, but a slot guy, meaning your fourth receiver that's getting the mismatch, right? Let's talk about 3 wide receiver sets. If I had to put mine in order of how I would like to see him aligned. At the X, I would like a X1. I'm thinking Isaiah Horton. Let's go slot. Slot 1. I'm thinking Ryan Williams. Z1. I'm thinking Jeremy Bernard. Perfect lineup for me. Skill sets match the position and what type of routes you get from those certain slots in the scheme. Right, the skill sets match those positions. Now immediately after that, my second group of 3, if I'm doing like a full group rotation and I'm sending 3 receivers out at a time, you're getting 6 reps. I know it doesn't work like that, but if it did, right? My second group, Jalen Hill is at the X for me. At the slot, I'm putting Cole Adams. I'm not putting Latsier Brooks in front of Cole Adams. I'm sorry, I'm being honest. I'm not just looking at skill sets. I'm looking at how skill sets work together. Right, Cole Adams, Jalen Hill, both are very strong vertical threats, very solid vertical threats, sure-handed vertical threats. You're going to get solid vertical routes. Cole Adams doesn't get enough respect for the type of speed that he possesses. And then at the Z position, I'm putting Rico Scott out there. He's your route technician. He has the best catch radius. You want the ball in his hands quick. He can do a lot with the ball in his hands after the catch. And then you think about it, we're at the second rotation of 3s. Now we go to that third rotation. I'm looking at guys at the X position. I'm looking at Derek Meadows out there. Show him some love. Throw him at the X position. Earn your keep. Big body wide receiver that's developing in his route running, his technique and catching, being aggressive on the ball. Made a lot of aggressive catches in that A-Day scrimmage. I mean, not scrimmage, but the A-Day practice view. A lot of aggressive catches. Was attacking the ball in the air, meeting it at its highest point. Used his body on a few passes in the ones during the spring that I think that's something that he's going to be keen on. That the staff is going to be excited to utilize with him. Derek Meadows at the X. Then I go to the slot. I'm looking at Latsier Brooks right there. We still got Bubba Hampton on the roster. I can't talk right now. I'm getting hungry. We still got Bubba Hampton on the roster, right? But so much talent, injury, and not really having the opportunity to really showcase what you've been able to do since you've been on campus because of injuries and other circumstances in front of you. Latsier Brooks is in my third rotation. And then at the Z position, I could float a guy like Bubba Hampton or I think we're forgetting. And I almost forgot too. That Latsier Brooks was playing at the Z. He wasn't necessarily being shut down to the slot. He wasn't necessarily being pushed down to the slot. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see Mbakwe at the Z. Or Latsier Brooks at the Z and Mbakwe at the slot. So that's my third group. And then Bubba Hampton is kind of a strictly slot guy for me in this system, in this scheme. hopefully he's healthy, man. We have been cheated out of seeing Bubba Hampton be unleashed, right? We've been cheated out of it. A speedy guy out of Texas, just pure speed. I would love to see a Waddle cheetah set of wide receivers where you get, Hampton's 5'10", Lasier Brooks 5'9", Mbakwe's 5'10", 5'11". You get those three guys on the field at the same time with a whole bunch of pre-snap motion, crossers. I mean, you can get, I guarantee you, somebody that I know would have fun with this wide receiver group and the quarterbacks available, plus the tight ends you have available in Marshall Pritchett, Josh Cuevas, Caleb Edwards showing up. You got Danny Lewis, who I hope finally just turns it on and develops and stays healthy. You got the transfer guy from went and watched the young man's film, and he is an asset. I don't think he's just a depth piece. I think he provides you that space to develop Marshall Pritchett and Caleb Edwards to be the future in that tight end room. I forget the gentleman's name, man. Just came from the transfer portal from Miami, Ohio. He's going to be your H-back. Ty Lockwood is in that room, H-back. Like these assets available for this offense. Ryan Grubb as the offense coordinator. Alabama might run the table, and I'm not being a fan right now. I'm talking about how things are coming together, how they came together defensively with Kane Womack and their staff, how they've padded that defensive side. They've gotten to that secondary, they've developed it. But then having Ryan Grubb come back, and this is the offense that ranked number 3 in the SEC. Somebody said stop lying. Go look it up. Overall efficiency ranking, Alabama was number 3 in the SEC. So you bring Ryan Grubb back, you got some familiarity, you got some continuity, you got some players available. You find that quarterback that's able to do the simple things all the time at a high rate. Going to be an exciting season for Alabama. But thank you all for joining the conversation today, man, discussing the Alabama 2025 freshman class. I told y'all, man, today was going to be an exciting conversation. I hope I was able to get you all excited about the upcoming season and these Impact True Freshmen. Next show, which will be tomorrow, we'll talk about the offensive guys, the ones that are ready to play. And I hope did y'all catch the graphic? Did y'all catch the thumbnail? Let me get this banner off here real quick. Did y'all catch the thumbnail? Ready to play? Come on, man. And I probably got the wrong song on, don't I? Yep. I love all these show records, man. These show Seafood Beats, Dooley Gang the Fam. You know what I'm saying? I get them mixed up. You know what I'm saying? But them boys look like they ready. Oh, here it is. I got the wrong one. Here we go. Them boys look like they ready, man. What y'all think about the graphic? I see that boy Dijon Lee, Ivan Taylor, Justin Hill, Chuck McDonald, Abdul Sanders. Coach Smook is spotlighting you, saying you're ready to play this year. Yeah. It looks like they lining up. Everybody except Chuck. We ain't getting no live action shot of him. I love it though. Okay, awesome. Hey, so you know what, Mary J? That is another thing. I'm glad you said that. So with that being said, what up, big homie? My dog, man. He been tapping in on TikTok heavy. For us, man. Showing that AAA love. Tell him who was number 1 in efficiency on offense or defense. Talking about offense or defense, bro. Yeah, man. You talking offense or defense? I told you, I got Oklahoma as my dark horse, man. I got them as my dark horse this year. It's going to be all on that offense, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be all on that offense. There's a great possibility that it translates. You got to find a few weapons outside of the quarterback. You got to find at least another wide receiver, right? Got to have 2. You're not going to win with just having 1 target. Then you get in that running back room. Are you going to utilize them in the run game? Struggle to stay consistent in that. Washington's scheme, they didn't have to run a lot because of how effective they were in the offensive game plan. You're talking about a lot of experienced secondaries coming back on that schedule in Oklahoma. Can it transpire? My confidence meter on a scale of 1 to 10, on my scoop level on the scale of 1 to 10, I'm saying I'm a strong 7. 7 scoop level. 7 scoop level. That's all I'm saying. But I'm telling you, you better not come half-stepping in T-Town. And for everybody that don't know, we are planning to have Hall of Fame Jason in town that weekend. We doing some behind-the-scenes stuff. We plan on having him in town, collabing with the Coach Smook Network. I know he got other buddies that do Bama content, but F them, Jason. Come be with the real vibe. I ain't no disrespect to them. You know what I'm saying? But come be with the real vibe. We're going to do some epic viral content. Alabama, Oklahoma week, especially if the schedules are lined up and the records are aligned to where that's a premier game of the week, man. Premier game of the week, the game of the week. I think Alabama, Oklahoma, because of how it was last year, with Kalen DeBoer coming in to year number 2, Brett Venables bringing in a new offensive scheme against the actual play caller, Ryan Grubb. I'm building the storyline already, chat. I'm building the storyline already. Come on now. Jason, is that not the storyline? Come on, man. Yeah, and they saying it's homecoming. Why do we continue? I thought homecoming, see what we did back in the day, you made homecoming the team, like your cupcake team. So, Jason, how you feel about being homecoming? Being scheduled for homecoming. How you feel about that, Oklahoma fans? I think that's big guns being shot to me, if you ask me. Them big gun shots right there. I'm just saying. No respect. Scheduling for homecoming. Oh, we about to drop 60 on Oklahoma this year. Let me stop, man. Let me stop. But appreciate y'all for tapping in again. Once again, thank y'all for supporting. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you're not a member of the AAA family, think about becoming a member, supporting the network, man. Every membership, every payment every month helps us grow. Like I said, we have a real initiative. If you all want to support on the back end and really help us upgrade our equipment, secure some travel things, some contracts and things to go and continue to bring this content and help these recruits get up and get this exposure. That's what June is. June is our recruiting initiative. We're pushing the whole month of June. We're really going to be doing our recruiting coverage, reacting and providing insight on recruits. So if you're watching on Twitter right now, if you're a high school recruit and you're looking to possibly get some exposure, looking for an opportunity to get it recognized for your skill set, to have an opportunity to play at the next level, drop your highlight films, preferably Huddle. You know, we use custom stuff, but it's easier to do Huddle. Drop them in my DMs on Twitter, Instagram. Contact me. Let your family contact me. I'm always looking to connect with your families. That's my thing. I want to build a relationship with you and your family, get to know who you are. You know, we want to possibly have an opportunity to bring more exposure to what you're coming out of as far as the program, bring some attention to your program. You don't know what opportunities are out there, you know, just because of social media exposure. You know, it doesn't have to all be about me getting likes and shares. Somebody could be watching one of my videos and see a high school that I'm visiting, and they see the type of condition that high school in, and it might be a random millionaire that doesn't even live in that place. And they could be watching my channel and be like, man, I want to help that school. You know, that's what Coach Smook Network, that's what the platform wants to be. Not just somebody that turns on the camera and worries about having the backdrop and all this other stuff. I want to turn on the camera and impact somebody every day. And that's how I'm going to impact the high school recruiting landscape. It's going to be for male athletes when it comes to traditional football. You got flag football, women's flag football that's becoming a thing, and I'm excited about it. I support I have a niece right now. She plays for Carver High School, and that team, there is some dogs, man. And that whole region, that league of women's flag football is entertainment. I will be showing up and bringing some light, shedding some light on women's flag football. Call me somebody that's reaching or whatever. I just love athletics. I love to see the youth develop. I love to see kids grow up and see. Like, I loved watching Tua grow up. I love watching Bryce Young's process from afar through Netflix and all of that. I want to provide that here on the Coach Smook Network, and we have partners and people that are partnering with us, other content creators that support that. Shout out to Hall Tech Sports, one of our primary big supporters and collaborators on on Twitter. And then shout out to Brody Smoot, man. Y'all know he's over at TDA. I see some big things in his future as he continues to grow, and just some more people in the Bacon Network. I jumped in on them. They had my young and Aiden Kane on the network the other day, man. I was so excited to see him starting to get that recognition. And just all the high schools, man. I'm getting long-winded because when I think about it, man, we've put in a lot of work over the past year, and we're just starting. And I'm not nowhere near tired yet. Nowhere near tired yet. So I'm excited to just continue to grow. And this is just the beginning. I'm 35, just turned 35 Monday again. Thank y'all for the birthday wishes. Just turned 35, and I'm excited to collab. I've been able to, get in the circles with some big talking heads in this industry that talk college football. And, I know y'all have seen the change in kind of like my conduct on screen and how I've been, chopping at the haters and stuff. So, and it's a reason, when you know better, you do better. And you don't want to be changing because of what somebody does and doesn't like, but you want to change because you know it's going to make you a better person. So that's why we've been delivering the way we've been delivering. So tap in, man. Tap in, continue to support the content. Tonight with K Chris and Chris Mason, I think. Oh yeah, y'all make sure y'all tap in with my bro Jason tonight. I'll be doing some late night gaming. I got a content series that I'm about to kick off today. Y'all seen that L I took yesterday. I'm getting on today, and I'm coming back with some vengeance. I got 2 VODs that I'm gonna post, and I'm coming back with some vengeance today. 3:00 p.m. live on TikTok. Tap in. I'm coming back with some vengeance today. If you trying to catch this work, you better beware. I'm coming. I'm coming. Pause. I'm coming with the heat. All right. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in and supporting the Coach Smook Network, man. And y'all know what it is, man. Shout out to our sponsors before I get out of here. First, make sure we give all honor and glory to God. I'm grateful to God. We gave him thanks at the beginning of the show. But I also want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors, man. Jan Urban Streetwear. I talked with my bro yesterday. We about to get some pieces out that he wants me to start marketing. And I want you all to really support this. If you all are, you're in that age group, kind of, that 19 to 40, 45-ish, and you like that urban style of wear, you're looking for some pieces, man. This is some quality stuff. The designs, they're not too flamboyant. They're very eccentric. I mean, they just different. They're different, but they flow. You can wear it with multiple styles of shoes. Some of it you can go semi-casual with it for, dress down events. Like great apparel. Y'all make sure y'all tap in. Also, tomorrow we got the Scoop Boogie shirts launching. No, not Scoop Boogie. We don't got Scoop Boogie. We got the Put Me in the Game Coach Smook shirts launches, and then we got the Ready to Play shirts. We're gonna launch those. We're gonna drop those tomorrow. Shout out to our graphic design manager Thad, chasing the bash. Y'all know him. BLK Touch, Black Touch Design. I think that's the Black Touch Design. Doing everything you see for Coach Smook Network. Well, not everything, because your boy I've been on my graphics buys. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jason, thumbnail game. Come on, dog. Jason, thumbnail game, wicked. And I know, listen, the AI photos doing too much with the locks, but hey, it's coming. You know what I'm saying? We almost shoulder length. I don't got them laid down all the way. I got them kind of scrunched up under here, but we almost shoulder length. So if I ain't had no neck, it'd be straight. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, appreciate y'all for all the love today. And then once again, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be blessed. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Roll Tide to all my Bama family and AAA SOS. Y'all stay blessed. See y'all on the next one.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. We keep it live.
Put me in